Ladies and Germans, how y'all doing? This is Conor.
I'm Angru, hello, hello, hello.
And folks, we're bringing another pair of sauerkrauts over here on Haroshoje. The map that will always get me in a tongue twister. But Rang, who is fighting, and with what gear?
Well, on the left-hand side in blue, we have Lossa playing as 21st Panzer with Maverick income. And on the right-hand side, we have Gearhead117 playing as 352nd Infantrie with a balanced income.
He certainly is feeling kind of elite, and I was just saying to you just before the replay started, super excited to see actually a couple of SD West divisions fighting on SD East.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be pretty interesting. I mean, once again, we do have another German-on-German match. Like I said in the previous replay, these are the best replays we've been getting in terms of quality, so if guys got some good replays, always send them to Raw Just. But yeah, seeing SD 44 divisions is always a pleasure. And yeah, I mean, we've got bloody King Tigers versus Jagd Panthers. It's going to be big guns, big kabooms, thick armor, all of that.
And we have Volksdeutsche coming in as well.
Oh boy, my favorite.
I don't know, not for nothing, but I feel like we don't get to see them that often, and since obviously we're over here on the eastern side now, I mean, 352nd, not exactly the most conducive, I would say, to the Second World War in terms of fighting style, but there's enough towns and site blockers and opportunities for trenches that we should get some really, really fun stuff going on here in the center.
Yeah, but I think 352nd prefers fighting in a bunker on a beachhead.
Doesn't everybody prefer fighting in a bunker on a beachhead?
Yeah, especially when you're on the beach first.
Yeah, exactly.
Before the other guys get you.
Exactly.
With a nice view of the beach.
Make a nice sandcastle, put some concrete around it, maybe a gun or two. I'm right there with you.
A little bit of riot here and there. It's like Tinchel.
Exactly. It ties the place together.
And the enemy troops up.
Yeah. You know what? It's just because you want their company so much, you just want to tie them down.
You're never gonna leave his speech
Alive.
Alive.
But you know what? I was actually watching recently. There's a group that does tabletop stuff, and they were playing through the first, I think, D+0 and D+1 for Normandy landings.
Huh.
It was fascinating, actually. I mean, it's a really great group. They do a lot of interesting stuff. Little Wars TV. Just gonna plug their stuff. I have absolutely no attachment to them whatsoever. But it's interesting kind of watching just the way that life could have turned out very differently. But I guess I'll leave that for another time. For now, yeah, 352nd desperately trying to get to the town. 21st Panzer with that Maverick income. I would not be surprised to see them take a much more conservative approach and really make a blowout over here towards B.
Yeah. I mean, 352nd is definitely more of the infantry division, so the town should be better served in their purpose compared to 21st Panzer. But at the same time, we've got a pretty good amount of open ground area on this map, especially surrounding said town, so maybe you can make good work of that.
What the heck chassis is that SPW 204 rather? I know it's a French one, obviously, but
where is it?
North. And center as well.
Panhard.
Oh, okay. I'm not used to
That's
seeing it from from the other one. I think
it's has like a different gun thing. It's like a weird 47mm.
Well, I'm not saying that wasn't supremely informative for our viewers out there, but I appreciate it nonetheless. The Panhard is going to start engaging something. I have no idea what the hell is. Oh wow! Loader killed on the Greta. Wow, that's certainly strange. Furball going in the center over here. Of course, the Stahlstruppe and the Volksdeutsche. Volksdeutsche just they're going to Faust something, but then just decided against it. I guess you can't really use too many Fausts on, infantry. A little harder to do that.
Yeah, it is a little bit difficult. Just a little bit, but yeah, the Volksdeutsche are holding their ground pretty well. I mean, they're essentially just like a grenadier squad or Panzerfaust and disheartened.
And there's some morale damage. But in the meantime, these other squads of Pentagonadiers coming on in with along with the half-track support, I think we might see a bit of a bad... Yeah, and there's the beginning of the bad results over here for Gearhead.
Yeah. You got a huge, just like pretty much a platoon Panzer IV's being just ripped into the middle, and then we got you know, a little unit of Marder 3s being brought in from Gearhead. So both sides really going heavy in the town of Varma.
Well, they got to go, give their lives for the cause. Now, one thing I'd like to see a little more of, I don't know if we're having some weird lack of desire to fire, but the 155 howitzers in the back, well, they were really quite ready to shoot, and I thought they were going to, and the last second they just didn't. So I'm not sure what's going on there.
I mean, buying two of them out immediately in A phase is definitely a ballsy move, spending that much on artillery during the start of a match, but not actually using them is definitely, wasted potential.
Also worth talking about, P4G over there with crew killed and loader wounded. That was the Panhard shooting at it from the side.
Panhard going hard at it, but he's hardly there anymore as he just got kaboomed.
Oh, Panhard, more like tryhard. But the mortars coming in, this might turn this advance in kind of a very, very ugly direction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just really good use of fire support helping out with this pushing the town here from Lossa. Means got the half tracks backing up all its PZ Grens as well. So yeah, it's not going great for Gearhead. Though Gearhead is moving up north a bit, trying to get a foothold onto that northern forest with his Volksdeutsch.
Well, he's got to do something because if a Königstiger moving on in through the center.
Oh boy, the A-phase King Tiger plays. That's gonna be a big pain in the ass to deal with, frankly.
Yeah, I was gonna say that not so much gutsy, but early spalling. Yeah, you know what? P4's we're gonna see a lot of dead crewmen over here, but once the Königstiger gets in here, I think we'll have a very, very different moment going on.
Yeah, good luck penetrating now.
I am surprised by how effective all of his infantry has been against the 21st Panzer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Volksdeutsch are not that bad. They're not great, but they're not that bad, and especially with the Panzerfaust, you can get some pretty sneaky kills.
So it would seem. Now, the P4 approach has been kind of devastated. We did see two of them already taken on out. Third one has a dead driver, courtesy of that IG-18. But now I think, yep, one by one the Panhards are getting taken on out.
Mm-hmm.
And not for nothing, but I don't think the artillery is going to force back the Königstiger. I think that's going to be like that massive war machine that just can't be scratched.
Yeah, it's going to be a very, very tough thing to deal with. I mean, it's really going to come down to, I'd say, using a yanked Panther. Or I think 352nd gets like 1 or 2 Pak 43s, if I recall.
Yes,
yeah.
But I don't think that's until C. No, B.
B or C, one or the other. But the artillery is probably not going to do all that much.
Well, here's a question: do you rush? Yep. Okay. Yeah, he's moving a supply truck over here from the west to pick up those two P4s. One to repair it, the other one to recruise. That's a good call right there.
Very good call.
And up to the north, that push has been reversed, and it looks like now, 21st Panzer, well, there's no more Lossa for them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just good play on the town. I mean, we haven't really seen much play on the flanks, but it's usually pretty standard for this map, just due to the fact that, you can kind of go down a hill and then up a hill. It's a lot of running to attack the flanks. Might as well just stay in your little ridge line.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Now, 2 more mortars are coming on in, as are 3 P39Hs. Actually, excuse me, there's a 4th one already in town. Which is always just such a stupid rinky-dink thing, because those things are just almost worthless.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. In SD44, those crappy little French tanks, I mean, you always talked about how good they were and how, you get some surprising kills. In SD2, that's not really the case. They're actually just bad. It's due to their speed, and due to the, how big and open SD2 maps are, having slow defensive tanks from the World War II era doesn't exactly cut it.
No, it doesn't.
And it didn't cut France in 1940 either.
Of course it didn't. They were defending France. I think we took that two different ways, but I think we both knew what the other person was saying.
Yeah.
Moving on, though, yes. Interwar tanks coming on in. It looks like there's some counter battery fire going after the 155s on the opposite side of the map. Are they shooting for that? I dare say it is. There's one 122 mil who's dropping shots long, and I think there's counter battery fire going. Nope, never mind. There's going to counter battery going the other direction, but I was incorrect. Yes, sir.
I love how we have a Russian gun shooting French guns that are both being manned by Germans.
Oof. And the repair truck goes down, so that's a lot of munitions that just got lost there.
Yeah. That's,
rough.
Yeah, pretty rough row, yeah.
Not for nothing. For some reason, I was just your comment just reminded me of that Korean guy who was conscripted by the Japanese,
Oh,
captured by the Russians and forced to fight, captured by the Germans and forced to fight, and eventually got to the Americans and it was like, I remember fighting for you guys too. It was like, no, get out of here.
yeah, and he just moves to Illinois.
Yes.
And lives out the rest of his life comfortably. So here's a happy ending.
True, but think about it. He was at like Kursk. He was at D-Day. He was at oh my gosh, not the Marco Polo incident. I can't think what the battle was called. Kulkin Gol. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it was a run against the Russians early on in 39.
Poor guy.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's Northern Push.
You mean like the Sturm Pioneers and this the 231?
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. It's getting right into the flank here. Rushing right on through. There's nothing to stop it. No Sturm Pioneers. They're gonna capture the flag, and that's a great maneuver, as you can isolate this northern two flags and get it under your control.
Very true, and you're not quite there just yet to seize everything, and you're gonna see these Panhards and flamethrowers being brought out in as a quick rush to the front.
Mm-hmm.
But the addition of these 231s, the Pak-40 cannot really put its head out for fear of getting shot too easily.
Yeah, I feel like
I do suspect that 231's going to go down the first one here. Oh, we're not. Whew, that was almost. Now we will.
Yeah, he's probably gonna lose 1, 2, 3, 1, and the other one's gonna avenge his brother. Or not.
And the North Pak-40 is actually destroying some engines here too. Jeez.
Sturm Pioneers can't come up fast enough to save the 2-3-1, it seems. Oh, it's only still alive, surprisingly. I think, yeah, it's shooting APCR, that's right.
But you know what? The Sturm Pioneers are still going to be here, and no flames?
Come on.
There we go. That's one. That's two. Okay, guys, alright, feel free to drop smoke at any point here. Something like that to be really kind of intense. But even if nothing else, okay, take out the Pak-40, awesome right there. He's going to lose both these Sturm Pioneer squads. But even better than that, he has retarded the progress for a bit of time, right as we go into Phase B, and forced Gearhead to invest, 100 points or so, an entire reinforcement tick just to kind of stop the bleeding.
Yeah, it was a very good play from Lossa. And now we're into B phase, and he does have that income advantage over Gearhead now, so now's the time to really make or break it, getting out a second King Tiger. So he has one more King Tiger he can potentially bring out now. And well, having 2 King Tigers on the field is pretty good. Having 3 would be absolutely killer.
It is actually really cool to watch with these Volksdeutsche and 39Hs being flanked by 231s and that Königstiger. That was really cool to watch. And even though one of these 234s gets surrendered, courtesy of these martyrs, what the heck's he taking shots from? Really, the 204 is causing issues for him? Are you serious?
Khan's like, you rot now?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you what, bro? Do you even tank?
Come at me, yeah, this is this absolute bloody mess in the middle now. Just tanks are blowing up left, right, and center here.
Well, Lossa's getting a little bit frisky. He keeps throwing tanks away, which is...
Or to be free.
Oh, yeah.
Really he kills the King Tiger!
Yeah, but from the size of 75 freaking mil cannon.
Yep. That's a good kill, yo, because that's 1 out of 3 King Tigers gone. If he can knock out the next run, I mean, once those King Tigers are gone, that's like that's the heavy armor for 21st.
That's true, which is why I see the Gepards coming in being like, all right, boys, I'm here. Where's the King Tiger? Oh.
We gotta protect him with our lives. We're gonna be right next to him. Yeah.
And not to be outdone, we see the captured American M4s being brought into the south.
This is what I love about the German factions in general in SD. You get a mix of everything in terms of all units. Just get anything you can get together. And that's one thing I really love about the Steel Division games in general, is that it shows you off, like how a lot of German units, especially at this time, are having to just use what they get. Yeah, like you play like Company of Heroes, a lot of World War II RTS games are just using like German units and German tanks and infantry and... Well, I mean, you're always using German infantry, like weapons and whatnot. When SD, it shows, hey, here's some T-34s with your German Panzer division.
Yeah, I mean, every division does kind of feel like a lottery scratch-off, doesn't it? Where you're like, I'm not sure what I'm going to get here.
Yeah, am I going to get Russian guns? Maybe some French guns? Who knows? Maybe some British tanks thrown in.
How am I going to get screwed today?
What will the Fuhrer give me?
A lot of fury, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
And these P4s, okay, but one thing that's bothering me a bit is that Lossa's like, oh, look, here's a town, let me throw armor into it. That's bothering me a bit.
It's... He's been losing quite a lot of Panzer IVs in here because of it. At the same time, I think it's pretty necessary for him to have these tanks in, because they're providing pretty good fire support. But that's just Rave the Beast. It's the same, he doesn't really have, more of those 2-3-1s or lighter vehicles, autocannons, or just cheaper light tanks to throw into the town. Like those H-39 French tanks are pretty good in town environments, just due to the fact it's a mobile pillbox. Oh, B3O, is he gonna get a second KT?
Oh god, probably not. 20 mils have got him.
Yeah.
And of course, this is not a one-to-one, but I feel like whenever I see someone throwing tanks into a town, all I can see is the guy from The Last Samurai being like, we should send in skirmishers first. Nonsense! Full attack!
Just send in everything.
And then we see some like little Russian conscript like a Molotov cocktail, and there goes the tank.
Yeah. But this is going really well for Lossa now. He's caused Gearhead117 to fall out of said town. Yeah, now he's just pushing him.
That be the true, and actually some bombing runs. Did you see some bombs coming down?
I think he's dropped his bombs earlier.
Oh, yep. No, he went off to Pack 40 down to the south of that, so... Now we see headlong flight as the poor Volksdeutsche realize that they don't really have a whole lot to kind of push us back.
Yeah, we are seeing a Jagdpanther being brought in from Gearhead, so... Are we going to see Jagdpanther and KT play? I believe we are.
P4 is going to die first.
Yeah. If the Jagdpanther can, hit something. One body. We believe in you.
Say what you want to. I'd like a King Tiger to actually survive here for a second. He definitely sees him. There we go. And there we go.
Yeah. KT gets an easy first hit.
Now, what do we see in the meantime? Oh, that's just the Focke-Wulf still.
Oh, these Fusiliers could come in and actually throw an 18-8 in that KT, maybe.
Maybe. I would find that buried out, folks. At the oh, no, we have an SDKFZ.
Yeah.
This is so hard to watch.
He's running. He throws.
Oh my gosh, engine damage. Are you freaking serious? SDKFZ, save him, my friend. Save him. There we go.
There we go.
That's enough.
That was close, yeah. Lossa almost lost his KT, but thankfully it's only a critical hit and not a critical explosion.
Yeah, unfortunately, one thing they haven't quite figured out how to heal just yet is death.
It's pretty tough. No, there's no like necromancy unit in SD2, unfortunately.
Actually, I think there is. It's under the mod thing, so just check the devlog. It'll show you all about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now, one thing that's a little weird for me is actually look down south. Look at that buildup of just random vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
They've been there for literally about 5 minutes. And I don't know if he's like, okay, if I don't move, maybe he won't see me.
I think
there we go. Oh, never mind.
No,
I thought we were getting some more stuff, but I guess not.
He's just repositioning. But if he was to move up through southern side, I mean, since the Pack 40, it's a real nuisance, but he could definitely knock it out after taking maybe a few losses.
Oh,
yeah, you see artillery.
Keeps pulling a Focke-Wulf 190s. And interesting, okay. Going after the IG-18. I mean, surprised he's using his high munitions point on that, but alright. I mean, if it kills it...
There you go. Easy kill. And, yeah, the Southern Post is now on the way, the Pioneers and the Shermans and all of that. Moving up.
One Sherman goes down immediately. There we go. That's the tank we know and love.
Mm-hmm.
B3 comes back in. He's going after that KT again. And he gets it.
Ah! Nice.
I wonder if at long last this B3 will actually die, though. Dude, that guy's got a charmed life. He is a freaking champ.
I know, knocking out 2 King Tigers already. That's huge, absolutely huge. As, I mean, Lossa, he really probably only has 1 more at this point, so yeah, I mean, he still has Panzer IVs and Sherman tanks he can still use, but the KTs are always, you know, the big game changers. 21st.
Certainly true. Now, this MB-109's been kind of going back and forth. Maybe going to go after this Focke-Wulf, and actually a very, very swift gun run might do it. But ground fire will wave him off, probably even take him down. Yep, there we go. Oops.
Yep. Once you get close to flak failing gets you close to the ground.
You know what? I think it's kind of nice though. I think every now and again you kind of get reminded that you are mortal. Unfortunately, I think you wouldn't want to be the person who rides his plane back into the ground to remember that fact. But you know, each their own.
Entirely true. Yeah, this southern post is just going to completely capture this southern hill. There are seeing some reinforcements being immediately brought here from Gearhead, getting in some flamethrower troops and grenadiers and a single stuck.
Yeah, but
against
not gonna be enough. 3 squads of grenadiers with all of their bundle grenades, like, yeah, who cares?
And Shermans. Ori's the number of the Shermans.
Oh yeah, of course. I remember the Shermans like I remember the main. Like that's gonna be something that's always gonna be in my mind.
But do you remember the Alamo?
What's that? You mean the theater down in Texas?
Yeah. The wonderful.
All the really cool stuff.
Yeah, all the cool stuff and a bunch of like air holes around it.
They said air holes, right?
Yeah.
I was making sure I didn't hear a different kind of...
They'd shoot, like, you know, it gives it ventilation because it's really hot in Texas. And there's, like, really big holes and there's, like, chipped a little bit.
I think I was trying to make a joke there, but I don't think it landed. I think we're one of those lost in translation things. It's okay. I don't blame you. I blame myself.
Blame how the Americans lost the Alamo to the Mexicans.
Yes, in 45 minutes as well. But actually, they weren't Americans just then. They were just Texans.
Yeah.
So that's how we get around that. We don't lose. And the stock goes down. So, Lossa says you can have loss to this. And just continues to just kind of shred everything that's coming his direction.
Yeah, it's just completely annihilated Gearhead's forces.
He has certainly done that with ease. And before the meantime, good lord, the thing's just pounding him flat. And just more and more equipment. That was 3 more Shermans coming across. 2 Shermans still survived. I think the last Molotov coming on in to fix the transmission. And now there's one lone Volksdeutsche squad kind of being like that terrified guy rocking back and forth in a foxhole.
Oh boy, they told me I'd fight for the fatherland, but the fatherland's fighting me.
Exactly.
That poor guy. He's buggered. He's completely buggered.
Oh
yeah.
Man.
Yeah, Lossa's pretty much. He's got the game. He's got the town completely under control. He's got the south side completely under his control, I don't really think as much Gearhead can do now.
Well, not when you tell your Sicherungs to, like, walk to the front. That's just a weird idea.
Mm-hmm.
Equally bad when you find your M4s are like, oh, okay, yeah, you know, you can kill 3 of my M4s, no big freaking deal.
Yeah.
It just... Still, M2HB is just going crazy.
Yeah. It's just like Army General, where your Sicherung units don't have transport, so you have to actually walk him to the front line if you want to bring them out.
I maintain we need to have bicycle troops. Someone needs to mod in Japanese troops and give them bicycle troops.
I'd be a sight to see. They have a little biking animation.
Oh yeah, exactly.
When they go down a hill, they could do like some cool BMX jump.
And at one point, just as like an Easter egg, you just hear ching 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 ching. Or with the Pee Wee Herman voice, that's fine too. I'll take Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
In the meantime, those we have a cluster bomber Ju-88 looking for that Jagdpanther, which is like the most terrifying thing left on the map for him. Other than that, who gives a rat's backside about anything?
Yeah. He seeks the Jagdpanther. He's lined up, ready to go.
Oh, this Focke-Wulf, I like this. The Focke-Wulf has just drawn fire the entire time. And... Ooh, wow, it was like nothing.
Yeah, it was pretty anticlimactic. There's rather big gaps in that, like, cluster bomb run with that Ju-88.
Yeah, the pilot's injured. Yeah, you better have been injured, my friend. After shooting like that, you're lucky you don't get a court-martial. No release for you. But in the meantime, we have one brave pioneer, one grenadier squad, like the troops of Gondor going back towards Osgiliath. And, yeah, I imagine they will charge bravely and be butchered bravely.
Yeah. Do you want to take us to ×2?
Sure. How about 23?
Okay.
And ×2.
Yeah.
So, yes, guys, as you can see, Lossa imposing his will on Gearhead. Do you think it was because it was a 352nd, or because of just the nature of the beast?
Oof. Yeah, the problem with 352nd early on is you just don't have that good tank play. And... yeah, Lossa managed to get, like, even though he lost a lot of his P4s in the towns, it made a pretty big difference. Yeah. And yeah, I think that's really the big reason why just a lot of half-tracks and fire support units help fight over the town or 352nd. You don't really get a lot of that.
Generally, no.
Yeah, and there's still real, like, good areas in the middle to use those AT guns, which you have all, like, with the tank destroyers that you get with 352nd. I find them to work better in more open ground, like large open ground areas, where you have, you know, some, like, good tree lines and ridges and defensive lines to take advantage of the AT guns, tank destroyers and whatnot, rather than, like, town fights. You just don't do that well in towns, I find, with the Pegasus.
Well, worth noting in the meantime, though, Freund over here, the Henkel the B3, 2 Koenigsegg and a P4, so paid for himself and then some. And the opposing side, well, you have your standard drips and drabs of vehicles here. I don't really think we're going to have too much in the way of, like, terrifyingly amazing stuff. Maybe Mule Eckert getting 3 Panhards and a Stroke.
Yeah.
All in all, though.
Pretty standard.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But always nice to see old school divisions come into the new school battlefields.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, just maybe though, we'll see some brand new divisions. Well, maybe even just a Soviet versus German thing here for the next one. We'll see how that goes.
I think there's Soviets in this game.
Yeah, you wonder sometimes, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
But in any particular case, folks, as always, it is fantastic to have you around. But until next time, I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Angru. Take it easy.